What's up, everyone? This is Silver Slayer, and welcome to your daily silver stacking video. Thank you for tuning in and supporting the silver stacking community. The best way to support this video is by liking the video and leaving a comment. Let me know what your favorite thing about this video is. Silver got hammered. We're going to talk about why this is happening and how long this is going to happen for, and most importantly, what you should do about it. Make sure you're subscribed. I'm doing a silver giveaway this coming up weekend, and trust me, you don't want to miss it. So make sure you click that subscribe button. Let's look at the article a little bit, and then we'll go into the chart. So silver gets clobbered. They say that silver markets would have been absolutely crushed during the trading session on Tuesday, as far as the fear trade has been completely wiped out with Russian troops pulling back. So let's look at this. And we know that silver and gold are an interesting type of investment because we almost have to hope for things to go bad for our investment to go upwards, right? So right now, it looks like silver is rapidly declining. You could see this 1 week chart right here, but the 1 day charts really explains it all. You can see it up almost to 24, and now it's down, and that's a pretty steep decline for something like precious metals. If it was crypto, not so much, but gold and silver are usually a little more stable. You're not going to see volatility like that, but right now things are pretty interesting, to say the least. So silver markets have collapsed during the trading session on Tuesday, right at the 200-day EMA. Furthermore, the candlestick is, of course, a major sign of weakness, and at the point in time, I think we continue to drift lower, right? It's not looking like it's stopping anytime soon right now. So this might be a good time. Well, I would hold off personally. I'm not a financial advisor, but personally, if I was going to buy right now, since it looks like it's going to keep going lower, I would wait to see what that bottom is. And usually you get a pretty good idea of where the bottom is because you'll see a lot of stability at that at the support, and then you probably have a good idea of where the right entry point is. A lot of people buy high, sell low. You're supposed to buy low, sell high, right? So anyways, a lot of the so-called fear trade into precious metals has been taken out due to the Russians pulling away from the Ukraine border. So with this, I think we have further to go and to the downside, and especially if interest rates in the United States continue to climb the way they have. Keep in mind that silver is also an industrial metal, and that is not going to work in favor right now. The world is slowing down economically, and that demand for silver should be, in theory, a little bit lower. Beyond that, a simple glance at the longer term chart shows just how negative silver really is at the moment. As we continue to make lower highs, at least, with interesting that the $22 level has held as significant support, extending down to the $21.50 level. And if this were to break down below that level, silver really would start to sell off quite drastically, with $20 being the initial target. Now, do you think silver would break below $20? I didn't think we would ever see a day and age where we would see, $18, $19 silver anymore. But things are changing. What affects the price of silver is also changing. A wrench could get thrown in and drastically throw off markets, and it could send it up to $40 within 3-4 months. Who knows? That's also why you got to be careful on the decisions you make and how extreme they are, because you always have to remember the day and age we live in, things could be a lot different in 2 months. Speculation is very dangerous, and it is extremely relevant today in the markets. And I think a lot of people have to remember that, when you make a decision, if you go all in, that's all your eggs in one basket. Like when I plan on selling, I'm going to be selling kind of like I'm buying. I didn't buy all my silver in 1 day. I'm not going to sell all my silver in 1 day. What if I sell at $75, but then within 2-3 months it goes up to 100, or even 2-3 years it gets up to 150, so on. Patience is key, and you have to remember that markets change, and in 5 years we are going to be in the middle of, the Green New Deal. But in 10 years, the silver shortage will be at a much different and much more exposed level, where we're literally supposed to run out of silver by the year 2030, as some like chart showed that I covered. So the point that I'm making is you really have to slow down sometimes and think about the bigger picture. Because right now, yes, buying at $21 could be nice. If it drops down to $21 could be nice. But what if it does drop down to 18? That could be a big difference. But there's also another point here. Premiums have an important role right now for buying. As prices do go lower, that doesn't mean you're going to have to pay lower for silver necessarily, especially depending on the type of silver. Since premiums have such a wide margin right now, we don't pay, even though spot prices, spot prices, or the ask is $23.40. None of us are paying that price. We're paying closer to $30, right? If we get lucky. So that's also something you have to remember. You can't always just look at a chart because each coin has a different premium. So the chart might show that, but the coin you buy might actually look the opposite than, from the chart in terms of the pricing. So you really have to be careful, right? The markets are shifting, and I think that's a prime example what I just said of how we have to adjust and adapt, because spot price is becoming detached from the actual price of silver, and that is something that I think a lot of people don't notice yet, and they still invest off of that chart, which is going to be extremely dangerous. So that being said, it is very fickle. It's a very fickle market at the moment. A lot of fear is out there, and if we were to take things or these highs from both Monday and Tuesday, that almost certainly would have silver trying to take out the downtrend line and reaching towards that $25 level. Whether or not that can happen is a completely different question, but it obviously would need a little bit of help due to the fact that we have seen such a dumping of the commodity. And it's so weird that people buy high, sell low. There's a lot of psychology into that. I think it has to do with information, the way people perceive things, well, all of it really boils down to they need validation and confirmation. If you don't have faith, or if you don't understand silver's true value, then yes, you're going to sell when it's low because you think it's just going to keep going lower and it's going to bottom out and never climb back up. But if you understand silver's true value, then right now it's $23.40, but in, a year from now, that'll be a lot different, or even a couple of months, or even next month. But if you're someone who maybe hopped on board because a friend told you and you didn't do much research into it, or if you don't watch videos like mine, then yes, it does make sense. But investing 101, buy low, sell high. Buy something for cheap since you know it's going to go up. When it goes up, then sell it. You make the profit in between that. Don't buy high, hope it goes higher. That's gambling. Investors make strategic decisions based off information. We know the information given means that as the dollar declines, silver will rise. And not only that, the amount of silver we need over the next decade, probably more than that, is a tremendous amount. But silver is scarce. Low supply, high demand shoots the price up. So there's two things for investing: buy low, sell high. Number two, low supply, high demand pushes the price up. You have to do both of those to be successful at silver stacking. You can't just buy it, throw it in, and just hope it sticks. That's gambling. The odds are not in your favor, right? The odds are against you. But investors try to tweak those odds and work them in our favor, and that is by using the information and investing off of that, right? That's why it's called a silver stacking strategy. You're strategizing. If you just buy silver randomly and just hope it profits, that's not strategizing, right? So anyways, I just wanted to kind of make this video because, markets might get a lot lower, and I want to throw some context into why you should hold. Buy and hold. You know what HODL stands for? HODL. Hold on for dear life. You don't want to sell right now. That is literally the worst time to sell. Right now is the best time to buy and the worst time to sell. So it's so weird that people sell when it's the worst time. But if the price was up at $30, those same people would be buying it up like hotcakes. when that's the time you should probably be selling if you want to make some profit anytime soon, not buying. You see, it's just weird, but it does make sense that people need that validation that it can go up, and that's why they buy at those high prices, because they can visually see it going up. But real silver stackers don't need to see it. They know. So yeah, I'm gonna wrap this video up here. Highly recommend you like the video and leave a comment. It's the best way to support the channel. I'm doing a giveaway next weekend, or the weekend coming up, so make sure you're subscribed. You don't want to miss it. And also, we're doing a giveaway on the Silver Stacking Podcast as well. Thanks for tuning in. This was Silver Slayer. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.